Come on, Ollie. Little fella's ready to go. Walk out here and check it out first, because we ain't been out here in a while. Doesn't look like much changed out here since the last time I've came. This walkway was here before. It goes out to another little overlook of the spring. Yep, everything looks about the same. The cave is right over here. There's two little outlets where the spring's running out. And I believe there's another, at least one more outlet where the spring is running out from over here at Blue Springs. But let's go ahead and get in the water and get on the kayak. Well, it has certainly been a while since I've been on the water, and I hope everybody's doing okay. I know I am. I'm definitely looking forward to get back on the water. You know, it's been cold, and it's actually supposed to get up to about 65 or 70 today, which will be a nice change for us down here in the Panhandle. It's been freezing temperatures at night, and some days we were having 35, 40-degree temperatures for the highs. So trust me, we're ready to get back to some sunshine, because we're known for the sunshine down here in the Sunshine State. So my favorite time to go, as I've said before, is during the fall and winter times of the month, on the kayak, that is. And that still proves to be true, because as you can tell, at this place that I'm at today, which is called Blue Springs, and there's a lot of places called Blue Springs, but this one is down near Econfina, or Econfina, however you want to pronounce it, in the Florida Panhandle down around Youngstown, Florida. And there is absolutely no one here, which you would expect this time of the year. So we're definitely going to get out here on the water and look. We've also had not a lot of rain, so our water levels are pretty low right now. So the springs, if you want to see a clear spring, that's the best time to go when there hasn't been a lot of rain. You'll see a lot more clarity in the water, and not near as much, it'll just be clear. I mean, basically. Now, this isn't your clearest spring that I've been to, but it is still a nice spring. And they have done some improvements over the years here, and since I've been here the last time, doesn't seem to be anything. They might have replaced the steps here. Kind of looks like they might have, but other than that, everything pretty much looks the same. So let me go ahead and get out the kayak and get me and Ollie on into the water, and we'll get on the water and see what it's like. So I'm going to tell you right now, I am not a fan of trying to put a kayak in at a staircase. It's kind of hard to get in, and this is supposed to be a hand-launched kayak. Supposed to be a kayak launch, basically, according to the map, but to me it's not ideal. And I can only imagine if there was people out here swimming during the summertime trying to launch a kayak from here. So I'm not going to recommend this to launch your kayak from here unless you come during the time of year that I'm talking about, fall or winter, early spring, when it's still cool. But anyway, we're out here on it, and the water's nice. It's pretty clear, and I wanted to get over here and look at this cave, man. I really do. You can go in this cave up to a point when you're out here swimming, but I think it kind of narrows off pretty quick. Let's see if we can see it. Yeah, so you can see the openings of the spring here. And it definitely is a little cave. I did a previous video on this, and right off the top of my head, I cannot remember what magnitude spring this is. Maybe I can look that up just to remember and put it in the video, annotated or something. But anyway, yeah, there's the little cave. I'll get a little bit closer to it and get out of the sunlight so you can see in there a little bit better. Yeah, it's pretty hard to see. But yeah, that's it. And there's one on the other side, but it's smaller and even harder to see. It's up under the water, and you can see the water. You can see the water coming out there, over there. You should see the fish up under the water. They are massive. I'll try to get some shots of them. Really pretty out here today. I believe the temperature is still in the high 50s. So I found the other spring out here. It's part of Blue Spring. It's another set of openings. You have to go on around. You have to go on around the curve here from where I started at. I don't know if I can get up to it or not without getting out, and it's still fairly cool outside, and I'd rather not get out in the water. I'm gonna try to get up to it. Okay, well, I had to slide across the bottom of the boat, but we did get over here to it. You can see it coming out of the cave here. It's pretty good flow. Actually, so close to the bottom, I'm just using my hands to maneuver over towards this cave. I'll get close as I can. We can see. Let me jam my paddle up in here so I don't lose it. Yeah, so I'm not for certain, but it looks like it opens up pretty big on the inside. So if you were to come here during maybe the summer months, which is really not bad right now, the water's actually feels about the same temperature as the air. But if you were to come here during the summertime, it'd probably be a good time to look up in this cave. I'll try to get a better view inside the cave. I don't know what I'll get. But this is just inside the cave. That's really about as far as I can get. That's going to be as far as I can get, y'all, without getting out of the boat. It's pretty cool, wouldn't you say? So it appears to be at least 2 or 3 spring heads here. Struggling along here to get out of this shallow water. Not real far. Okay. There we go. That's a pretty cypress tree right there. All right, Ollie. We're good here, buddy. There's where we started at. That fish up there jump. Looks like we're back out on Econfina. River's pretty low. Pretty low. Yeah, so I'm going to turn around so you can see the confluence of the spring run and Econfina River. And you can see the colors in the water. It's pretty swift right here because it's pretty narrow. And along with that, and it being so shallow, you got to paddle pretty hard to keep your position. But you can tell, you can see the two different colors. You can see the tannins in the water on this side, and then the fresh spring water on the right hand side. Pretty neat how that works. I don't know if you can catch the speed of the water, of the current going over those logs and stuff, but it's pretty peppy up this way. So, that being said, I'm paddling upstream because I don't want to paddle back to get back out of this thing. When I get tired, I can just turn around and float back. I am on Econfina Creek. I may have said river. Sometimes I call it a river, sometimes I call it a creek. It's actually a creek, but it actually begins in the southwest corner of Jackson County is where it starts. It comes up to the Florida Aquifer over near Compass Lake. It's pretty much where it begins at, as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a really nice creek. A lot of people like to go kayaking on it, and it also it empties out into Deer Point Lake, just down near Panama City, Lynn Haven area, and they use that. That's basically their drinking water. So yeah, you're kayaking and swimming in their drinking water. But you know, it's another reason we want to practice conservation, and it's another reason we want to keep these waterways clean, and you know, always take out what you brought with you, bring it back. Don't throw your trash in the water. Don't pollute these waters. I do believe Ollie's enjoying the ride. Pretty windy today, I will say that. You having a good time, little buddy? We had to stop and take a break. So we pulled off to the side here so he could just take a break. Paddling against that wind and upstream sometimes can be pretty exhausting. If you've ever done it, you know what I'm talking about. Well, we've been going upstream for I don't know, maybe a mile or two. I'm not really sure. It's hard to judge when you're paddling against the stream, and I hadn't looked on the map, but it looks like we've come across another spring. Now this is either, I can't remember if it's Palm Spring or something else. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to look it up when I get stopped and see. But this is definitely a spring. The water is all clear coming out of here. Looks like one you could get out and walk up in. Because I don't believe I'm going to be able to paddle. But just a little bit up here. There's just too many. There's just too many logs in the way. I thought maybe I could get up far enough I could see around the corner. Let's see. Got a pretty good current to it. Here, Ollie, you get down on the floor, buddy. You get down on the floor. I can paddle, okay? I'm gonna get down on the floor. If I can. Let's see. So in this case, we're not going to be able to go up into it because I'm not getting out and walking in it, but it appears to just wrap around and go back that way. But it's definitely clear and quite a bit of water coming out of here. So I don't know what magnitude spring this is, but it's nice. Back up and come back out into Econfina. That was a nice find. So those are the kind of things you're just not going to find on Google Maps. You'll have to get out here and explore just to find them. So you won't find pinpoint locations on these kind of things. But most counties, at least down here in the Panhandle, mainly that I know of is Gulf Bay, Walton counties. I know they do have maps or either PDF files online that have all kinds of information about the springs that are located off of the rivers and the creeks around their areas. So it pays off to do your homework, and you can use that information to find what you're looking for. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, the Econfina Creek is low, and you can see the Sandbar up here, and that tells you a little bit. So we're going to stop up here at the Sandbar so Ollie can get out and walk around for a little bit. We'll check that out. You can definitely see that the deer have been walking around out here. A lot of them, lots of sign. I see people catching them on the camera all the time, walking across the creeks. I never catch them doing that. I wish I could. I'd love to watch them. I'm sure they do it on this creek too. I've just never seen them do it. But there's definitely evidence out here on this sandbar of them, no doubt. See it? See it right there? See all that gravel? Look there. Get you some of that clean water. Get you some of that clean water. You can get some of that. I never did figure out which spring I was actually going into, that one that leads back into the woods. It was either Palm Springs, Glowing Springs, or Bathtub Springs. There's about 3 right there all close together. And they're probably small springs, and it's just really hard to tell where you're at. But there's definitely one back in there. I just wanted to put that out there. Seems to be widening up in front of us a little bit, which is a good thing, because when you're paddling upstream, the current isn't quite as bad usually when you got a wider creek. So I've paddled up so far now that it looks like I've came to either some houses or some cabins or something on the right hand side of the creek. If you recognize this, you can put in the comments where you think I'm at. Certainly appears to be some type of a bluff on the right hand side of the creek. And I am still headed north on Econfina from Blue Springs. This is that same area where that blue house is at on top of there on the right side of the bluff. Pretty nice place. Right here on the creek. Nice little dock on the right hand side as well. You can see it up in the woods up here. It's a nice place. Oh look, before I miss him, maybe you can see him. There's an armadillo picking around over there, looking for something to eat, looks like. Can you see him? He's right over towards that porch. He's looking around right now. He's standing up on his back legs. He hears me. Ollie, you see that armadillo? You see him? What is that? What is that? Huh? He's rooting around over there, ain't he? He got Ollie's attention. Ollie was barking at him, so I had to turn off the camera and put him down before he jumped out. But it's a nice place on there. We got a nice little place right here on the creek. We're gonna head on back. There's a lot of trees down in this creek, further up north of Blue Spring and Pitt. Something I really wasn't expecting to have that many, but it's navigable so far, up to the point where I've went at least. The good news is the paddle back. There won't be a whole lot of paddling, hopefully. Just gotta watch out for the underwater logs. They don't get flipped. Now that we're floating back, maybe I can get a shot of this house right on the water. It's a really pretty place. Pretty big lot as well. Whoever you are, I like your house and your location. So quiet out here right now, you can't hardly even hear the water. It's almost not even any water sound. I have to say that I think Ollie is about tired. He's about had all he can stand. Ain't you, buddy? He's taking a nap. So to the left of us is going to be Blue Springs, where we started at. Now I passed the entrance. Well, I won't call it the entrance. I passed the spring run that comes in off of Econfina, the one I came out on to Econfina, and I believe there's another spring run that comes into it just a little further down. So I'm on attempt to go down to the second spring run that goes into Blue Spring and see if I can go in that way and see what it looks like. I'm looking at the secondary spring run entrance, and I ain't going in that way. It's just too grown up. With trees down everywhere in there. At one time or another, you probably could have gotten in through this way. Trying to get the boat turned around so you can kind of get a eyeball on it and see what it looks like. But there's trees all down in there, plus the one out here by the creek. So we're just gonna turn around and we're gonna head back the way we came and get the boat out. This is on the opposite side of Blue Springs, not the spring run side that you can go through, but the one that you really can't get through. You see where all the limestone caves and stuff inside of it. The water is coming out. So there's three or four springs here for sure that we know about. This side of the spring is a little more stagnant, so there's definitely not much water coming out from this side, if any at all. Just backing up into this side. I'm assuming this is the side where you can come camp on, but you have to have a permit through the Water Management District. It looks like they have a place you can picnic and bring your boat down. Pretty shallow over here though, so unless you got a kayak, you ain't going too far on a boat. You might get a mud boat in, but I don't know. It's pretty shallow. We're going to turn it around. Head back to where we put in at, on the other side. I hope y'all enjoyed this little trip to Blue Springs over here off of Econfina Creek. I know me and Ollie did, at least I did. I think Ollie did too. But we're gonna call it a day. We're gonna take this thing on out of the water, and we hope you have a wonderful week. And until next time, get outdoors.